Good morning. I'm back. Excuse me. Not 100%, but I'm back. Feeling much better. So I am here this morning. So come on in and share. Give you a minute to come in and share. Good morning, Dan. Thank you for tuning in. All right, I am ready to get started here. So again, welcome to Build Your Best Life. Coach Deborah D. Smith. I'm super excited to be back. Now, for those of you who follow me, you know that my theme for 2022 is it's all about your actions, and it is definitely all about your actions. You see your words, your steps, your gestures, your posture, your facial expression, your voice tone, what you write, and the movement of your eyes all speak volumes and are your actions. What your actions say to others is crucial. So be careful as you go about your everyday life and what you do within your actions. Now, my theme for February is plan, learn, and navigate. Plan, learn, and navigate. Good morning, Peggy and Brady. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. So glad to see you this morning. And I am glad to be back. And what I'm talking about today is, do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? You know, when you are out and about, what are you doing? You know, what is it that you are focused on? What are you doing? Are you engaged with the people that you're with? Are you alone and engaged with your uh, device? So are you texting, reading emails, responding to emails? just all into what is on your device, even if you have people that you're with, are you still focusing on what's on your phone or your tablet? Are you paying them any attention? Are you really hearing what they're saying? Or are you focused on your social media sites? If you try focusing on what will provide you with more insight, we would all do a lot better. That's focusing on what brings us more insight. Because most times on social media, we're going to see either somebody bashing someone, what someone is wearing, someone that is trying to get you to join, add them as a friend. You don't know them. They don't know. You don't research them. You don't can't even find their picture when you search within Facebook. So then you're not sure, who this person is. And they're not a mutual acquaintance. You may see something where your friend had a party, you weren't invited. So what you see on social media is not always something that's pleasant. So what you should be doing is focusing on something that is going to help you to be the best that you can be. Now, what about listening? In my book, which I forgot to bring in here, I believe it's on page 67, where I talk about the importance of listening. Listening is, thank you. Listening is very important. Let me see if I got the right page. This is a hardback, so it's not going to be the exact same. But if I can paraphrase, I think exactly what I said in there is God gave us two ears and one mouth, and He did it for a reason. And that was so that we can listen more, because you can get a whole lot more out of listening than you can in talking. And I know, again, I think in the soft cover, it's on page 67. But it is important to listen. It really is. When you go to Toastmasters, you think, oh, I'm going to learn how to communicate, how to speak well, how to give speeches, whatever. That's only part of it. They're also going to teach you how to do what they call the elevator speech. So if you, um, on the elevator, or you have a short time and it's someone that is essential, and you have something that's key that you want to say to them, that you're not afraid, or you don't have to think, it's going to take me 10 minutes to tell them what I want to say. You need to have that down to 2 minutes. Excuse me. But one of the most important aspects they teach you is about listening to everyone that speaks, to actually hear what they say and to give them feedback. But it is so essential to listen. So that's why I want to know today, do you hear what I hear? So when you're sitting around on that phone, that device, and there's someone that's in your uh, close proximity to you, and you can hear them, have you just blocked them out? I know when I was at work, I used to have the hardest time because I like quiet. When I'm working or doing something I don't like, to hear all the different noises. And I would just get so upset. And they said, well, just block it out. I can't block it out. But I know a lot of people can block out different things. So when you're sitting there and uh, you have your device, you doing you, have you blocked everybody out? I want you to try this for a week and see what happens. Don't block them out. Begin to listen. Begin to listen, hear what others are hearing that you are missing out on. Let's just say it's a professional person that is sitting where you're sitting. They may be an investment banker or something. So, of course, their group, although they're supposed to be at lunch or something, they're going to be, that's their passion. They love doing that. They're going to be talking about investments and stocks and what you should do and what's not a good stock and well, I was advised because they can talk among themselves, so yeah, I had a client and she was really wanting to go into Apple, and I was telling her why she needed to wait. Right now it's not a good time to take Apple stock. She needs to wait. It's probably going to be maybe another month or two, but I would let her know when to do that. Well, you may have been thinking about not purchasing stock. Here you have gotten a tip. Why? Because you were listening. You were involved in what's going on around you. So it is definitely essential. Definitely essential. Uh, Brady may be out among, she might even be with her kids, and she might get a phone call and she's talking about taxes. And, somebody's trying to set up an appointment with her. And she said, well, let me get my book because, of course, Brady is organized and Brady always has her book with her. So, she's scheduling it and, she's telling them, well, you need to bring A, B, and C with you. Now, if that person at that next table is listening and they have been looking for someone new to do their taxes, how good is that? They may come over to her table and say, excuse me, but I could not help to hear you. And I believe you said you do taxes. And Brady, she's gonna come stepping out there. She's not gonna say it like I'm gonna say it, but do taxes. No. I'm a financial planner. I do blah, 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 blah. She's going to break it down to them. They're going to want to get that appointment because she's going to have to pull that appointment book back out and set up this new appointment. But that was because why? They were listening. They heard what that person on the phone heard. So that's how you can pick up things. Also, students, that's another area. Everyone has different personalities. Some of us will speak up and others will not. They will you just sit there in class and listen, and the teacher will ask, do you have any questions? They know they don't understand. Now they hear what everybody else is hearing, but they're not comprehending it the same way. So they are hearing it, but give them the opportunity to say, let me explain it again, I don't understand. They just sit there. Now they have to go home and do the homework. At the end of the period in which they do tests, I don't know if they have a test every week, every 2 weeks, whatever, they're going to have to know the principles in order to get the problems right. So what are you going to do? So you might be hanging out in the cafeteria or at one of the food courts, and then you see somebody that's in your class. You go sit near them. And then, who knows, they may begin to talk about that course that you were just in. And one of them say, well, I didn't get it until he gave the point of you have to make the denominators, I think that's the right one, the same. And then, the other student that totally is lost has the opportunity to say, you mind if I join you? Because I can have a disconnect somewhere, so I am not getting it at all. Oh, sure. We'll seat up. Excuse me. So here again, because you were listening You had the wherewithal to go and sit near those other students that you know were in your class. Now you have an opportunity to learn something. So it's always good to be engaged. We can't be off in a world all by ourselves. I don't want to be bothered with people. I don't like people. I don't want to talk with anybody. I just want to sit here by myself. Sometimes it can prove to be beneficial when you listen. The millennials, they're just like all other generations, smart ones. Some that think they know it all and they don't. All different type personalities. But when they hang around with maybe other generations, older generations, and just take that time to listen. So you don't always have to hang around with your generation. I know I don't, because why? I need to know some things that's not being done by my generation, but the generations that's come after my generation, the new technology and all of that, that's what I need to catch on to. So those are, I'm listening when I'm around them. What are they saying? What are they saying about the Microsoft products? What are they saying about Windows 10 versus Windows 11? What are they saying about the G5? I'm listening because it is essential and important for me to listen in order to, excuse me, understand things that I need to understand. So, what better way than to listen to people as they discuss things? The educators, you have brilliant, brilliant educators, but not everyone knows everything. Some schools are more advanced than others because some schools will send their teachers to different trainings. They will find funds to, know, make sure that their teachers are top notch. But if you're at a gathering or whatever, and you know that teachers are in different district than you are, or even a different state or whatever, you have to listen, see what's going on, what's the latest trend. Are they still using and let's go back 20 years, are they still using Blackboard? You find out, oh no, they have this new thing called whiteboards. Whiteboards. I gotta find out more about that. So, you write it down. You can be bold enough to go up and ask, why are you y'all talking about whiteboards? Tell me about that. You can either ask them at that time, or you can go back and do your research. But you are finding out information that is going to be helpful to you because you're not just sitting in your own little bubble, in your own world. You are taking the time to listen and gather information that's going to benefit you, your family, your children, your spouse. You may not be the educator, and maybe your husband that's the educator, but you just got some information that's really going to make a difference. When he hears this, oh, this is going to be great. So that's what you do. And baby boomers, I mentioned us earlier. So, where we may not have the different skills that maybe some millennials have, and then there are some of us that do, just as tech savvy as a millennial. That's just how they're made. But, you know, I can for one say, I have strong biblical principles, strong life principles, strong what I call basic principles. And so those can be helpful. You may have some new mom and they're sitting and they're talking about discipline or what they did for their child when they were in school and they came home and they, was complaining about the teacher. Excuse me. Uh, what, you know, what should they do, whatever. As a baby boomer, I feel like I can give advice to that. Well, first and foremost, you know, I see a lot today where your child comes home and they say, "Oh, I was taking a test and my teacher took my test paper from me and I wasn't finished." Well, was it the end of the class? No. Well, were you talking or doing something? No. So you were just sitting there taking your test and the teacher just took it? Yes, ma'am. Come on now, really? Well, first of all, you make an appointment so that now you repeat it back. You're taking a test. The time limit wasn't over. You weren't talking. You weren't looking at paper or anything to make your instructor feel like you were cheating. You weren't talking or doing anything, and she just took your paper. Yes, ma'am. That's okay. I think I'll handle it. Okay, in handling it, you call and you make an appointment, but don't go to the school. My child said you blah 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 blah, and I know if they said it, that's what happens. Why did you take that test for blah blah blah? No, I'm here to ask, find out what happened. Um, I'm not sure whether um, my son is going to get a zero or he's going to get a lesser grade. However, he told me that he was taking a test yesterday and the time limit was not up, but you took his paper. So I just want to find out, what happened because I'm sure you just didn't take his paper for no reason, and what needs to happen going forward because I'm really concerned about this grade and if there was something done wrong on his part, the behavior. Now that's how you word that. You don't go blaming the teacher. Oh, your son is okay. Yeah, okay, I got it. So um, they had 25 minutes in order to take the test. But normally, what I do is I just allow them to work on it if they're still quiet to the end of the class and just put it on my desk on my way out. Dallin and his friend Chris, they kept looking at each other and mouthing words and talking. And I had mentioned something to them a couple times. So, Dallin is not the only paper that I took. Chris's paper got taken as well because whatever they were doing, they would not stop. And I have their papers here, and I did check them. So I think Dylan had answered one question more than Chris, but their answers are all exactly the same, whether right or wrong. So they were, taking the test together. I guess is what they're saying that. So don't always, you want to trust your children. Your kids will be kids and they may not tell you the whole truth. So you don't always go blaming others because you may have to go eat those words. So be very, very careful with that. And I'm going to try to hurry up so I don't get a coughing spell. The Techies, we talked about them. I love this commercial, and they're talking about Windows 11, but they are on the laptop, and it's three of them, and they're talking about how they are able to uh, do things so quickly, and with this Windows 11 is just magnificent. But what they're doing, it seems like it's just so interesting. So If I'm in the um, market to buy a PC, then I'm going to do research, of course, always. But what is one thing I'm going to be asking about? It's Windows 11. I keep seeing these commercials about Windows 11. So that is something that I'm going to ask about. So it's all areas that we can learn from if we stop and hear what those that are close are hearing. Our law enforcement personnel, we can see from the news that some of them are great, some of them not so much, and then everybody can always use training. Lifelong learner. I believe in being a lifelong learner, so they can always learn. But they're sitting around and they're not just drinking coffee and talking about that collar that they had. Listen to what some of the other officers were saying. Go sometimes on the border of the different counties. So you may be in a deli store, restaurant of a different county, and you can hear their take on something that might be controversial right now, but then you can get their perspective of it, and you can go back and talk about it among your peers. And if you think that the other county has something that's better or something that y'all may need to look into, that's great. But you were listening. Very important. And then clergy as well. Clergy it depends on what their job is. We have some that, being a chaplain is their work, or a certain, when I say clergy, I mean pastors. So when they have the over children's ministry or youth ministry or Bible study, discipleship, something different, or they may be pastoring a church. But just because someone has a huge congregation does not mean that they know everything, you know. So yeah, uh, hi, Pastor Osteen. I hear you over there talking, and you say that even in this pandemic, your numbers are relevantly uh, unchanged. And I mean, my numbers just went through the floor. I don't know if you have time, but I really would like to hear what you are doing to ensure that your numbers haven't changed. And I'm sure that would be a conversation that a lot of pastors would like to hear. So, don't think I don't like his way of preaching, or, he's just too happy. All he talks about is good stuff. He doesn't talk about the bad stuff. But in this time of COVID and everything that's been going on, if his numbers are consistent to where they were before COVID, apparently he's doing something right, and you need to find out what it is. So, so take the opportunity to hear what you need to hear. Morning, Linda. Thank you for tuning in. So I just think that it is very, very important for everyone to listen and gain that knowledge that sometimes you don't even know what's out there. People are, they're not hiding what they have, but people seem to congregate in groups, or we call them cliques, but it could be just a group of friends. But that group of friends may be in on something that you need to know. So it will behoove you to listen when you are around them rather than putting yourself in that bubble and not listening, be on that device and on social media sites into that may or may not help you, might even hurt you, but to listen to uh, something that is definitely going to be able to help you, because listening is always beneficial. It is always beneficial. I don't know a time when listening is not beneficial, but you can just gain a wealth of information by listening to what is going on around you. So I do appreciate everybody that tuned in today. Thank you to everybody for your prayers. They are definitely helping, because 2 days ago I wouldn't have been able to talk and do this. First of all, I couldn't talk. I was very, very hoarse, and then I had consistent coughing. So thank you so much for your prayers. All right, please, please, please join us on Tuesday, February 15th, for Build Your Best Life Talk with Caleb Goodman. Caleb Goodman from Nassau, Bahamas. This young man is going to be talking about check the box. Our interaction is going to be about check the box. This is one of our young men, so please tune in, invite others, put it on your pages, and share. My flyer will go out Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. So if you could pass that along to some others so that we can get more individuals in here to listen to this content, I would greatly appreciate it. So again, thank you so much for tuning in today. And remember, your life is what you make of it. Follow my basic principles and begin to build your best life. Not tomorrow, not next month, not next year, but now. And remember, building your best life is our business. It's our business. And guess what? That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Please follow me on my website. I'll put it on the screen for you. www.buildyourbestlife.org. But please, please, please follow me. And I release a new blog each Monday on my website. I'm doing 3 lives every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 9:30 on Thursdays. 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays. I do Real Talk on 4th Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. My coffee chat with Carol is second Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I appreciate my girl Carol. She stepped up this past Thursday and she did the coffee chat by herself alone. I appreciate her being a friend, being in this community with me, and she really stepped up when I needed her. So kudos to Carol. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be safe, stay warm, be blessed, and I hope to see you Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love you all. Bye-bye.